It's 4:55 a.m. and I'm doing the cue sheet for the last movie that I did. Having so much fun. No, I'm not having fun. I'm actually hating the process a little bit. I'm dying, but I have to deliver this today. I should have delivered this 30 days ago, and they're like, where's the cue sheet? And I'm like, oh. So I generally don't do it, either music editor or when we are two composers, I've got the other composer to the cue sheet, because it's not what we like doing, but this case I'm doing it, and I figured I'll do a YouTube video of this, so you enjoy this process with me. So let's go. Now, this document is important though, because it allows your PRO to pay you. Checks like this arrive 4 times a year. If you are wondering how much Mark Giovanni is doing in music, around $8,000 in this case. I generally make 4 of these each year. Sometimes are bigger, sometimes are smaller, and I do about 1 movie a year or 2. This amount of money in royalties is after done like 6 movies of this. I don't even know if it's okay to show these checks online. I don't know. There you go. I'm not showing this check to show how much I'm doing. I'm just showing this check to kind of like give you an idea of a composer doing 1 movie a year. Once you've done 4, 5, or 6 of these movies, these are TV movies like this one, movies that go to Hallmark Channel or to Lifetime, Amazon Prime, or Netflix. Over the years, what type of checks you're gonna receive. Sometimes there are smaller checks. I've seen $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 checks as well. Sometimes it's $8,000, $9,000. To me, so far, these past years, 4 checks a year, and it also changes. I'm BMI in this case. Other composers are ASCAP, depending on where your music goes, where your movies go. Sometimes better to be ASCAP, sometimes it's better to be BMI, but it's very hard to decide. So again, boring for a composer, but meaningful. So let's go back to the boring part of filling this up. So this is not ideal, M123, but that's just the way I composed it. I don't have a lot of time to now split the cues, so I'll go with that. So you see, M123, it has 3 parts. So the teaser of the movie, then this part is kind of like a shot of LA, and then boom, in. M1, teaser, M2, was LA, and then M3 moving in. But when I was composing, I was lazy. I didn't separate it in 3 Cubase projects. I didn't separate it in 3 exports. I was like, now let me just, because I had to compose all this music in 24 days. I was supposed to work with someone else. Towards the middle of the project, the other composer got sick. So I decided to do all the music myself. Basically, I composed very fast. So close the project, export, and export the masters, the stems, the MIDI, it just makes them more complicated, or just slows you down a little bit. So sometimes I combine cues. Now this makes it not ideal now having a cue that's called M1, M2, M3 teaser LA moving, but for now we'll go with that, and we'll see what the client says. Let's move on. And now it's 5:03. And I've got a class that I'm teaching, the Momentum group, starting in less than an hour. So let's go.
Ninja mode activated.
Oh man, it's 5:41. The class is starting in 15 minutes. I'll have to move from perfect to just done. Let's go, let's go. This was the last cue that I wrote for this movie. I was rushing it. I did this in 1 day. It's obviously not 20 minutes of music because there are silences, but in total it was like 12 minutes of music, of this type of music. Let's continue, let's move on. 5:55, class about to start. I have to send an announcement real quick. This is almost 2 minutes of this type of music. I think we're done. Here's our cue sheet. Look at that. There you go. 69 minutes of music, but again, if there's some silence. Now, the next step is exporting all the cues to make sure that all these titles, all these names actually match with all the cues that I'm uploading for them as well. And with that, we're good. A 1:02:56.
56. 53 pone aquí.
Joder, o en la hostia. 56. La primera en la frente.